Alright, so here we are, the final video in the HFA Dahlia build series. Today we're going to look at what it's going to take to create the warranty cards, and we're going to look at some QA activities, make sure that things sound great, they measure great, and then we're going to package things up, and I'm going to show you what you get in the box, in the bag, how it's packaged, and how it's presented to you, and that'll be a wrap. So let's get right into it. Okay, so here we are at the laser. Now the next step here is going to be to engrave the warranty cards. And so this is what I got for the card itself. It comes individually wrapped, and let's take a look at what this looks like. So yeah, this is a beautiful piece of hardware here. This is a 1.2 millimeter thick black anodized aluminum warranty card. So really nice quality, super thick, super heavy, feels very premium in the hand, and I know it's going to be solid and last probably longer than the headphone. It's got a really nice texture too, the way it's finished and anodized. It's super smooth but slightly matte and textured, much like the headphone finish itself. And so everything just looks and feels like it belongs in the same package. I wanted to make sure that the card that was included was elevated to the level of the quality of the headphone. And so that was really important. I sourced a bunch of options and found that this was the best one. It's a little expensive, but I think it's worth it. So next up is going to be to put the cards on the bed. And the way I do that is I do 5 at a time, and I line them up so they're side by side, and then I use a ruler, a metal ruler, just to align the bottom edge so that I know they're perfectly straight. And I use the laser to verify that it's perfectly straight, and I just do that. I'm going to lower the laser so that it's nice and focused here. So let me do that now. There we go. Okay, so we've got the laser in focus, and I'm going to just line this up so that it's perfect. Oh, we left one behind. I'm going to put some clips down actually to make sure that this, that's too much. Make sure that this thing is pretty secure here. There we go. Okay. Alright. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to move this laser. Okay, so the side here needs to come up just a little bit. A little bit more. Ooh, that might be too much. That's actually looking pretty good. Yeah, that was a little too much. Let's bring that side up just a hair. This is kind of tricky. I just want to make sure it's really, really straight before we commit to this whole thing. That looks really nice, so... actually, let me see. Okay. This side needs to come up just a hair. Okay. Just a little bit more on this side. Okay. Oh, I was going in the wrong direction. Alright. Okay. That looks good. Just a little more. Just a hair more. We are very, very close. Ooh, just a half a millimeter. Okay. I think we got it. Yep, that's it. So now when we go across the entire top edge, the laser stays in the exact same place along the edge. And now we're ready to frame this and then laser it. So I'm just gonna blow this little dust right here. The air assist will actually do it, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. There's an air hose that blows air downward as it engraves, and it's gonna blow that dust off. So I'm actually not even gonna worry about it. But let's go ahead and put the cover down, and then we're gonna frame the job next, and then we should be good to go. Sorry about how long that took. I just really want to make sure it's just right. And actually, what I have to do now is I have to line the corners up so we can frame it. So yeah, let's do this first. Oop. Okay. Corners aligned, and then in our software, we're going to align the template. And the template has all of our QR codes, serial numbers, all of that fun stuff is already on there. So let's just do that. Let's see. I'm going to do that one more time. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to make a small adjustment. Okay. I think we're good. One more framing, because I really want to make sure I get this right. I don't want to ruin a bunch of cards here, so let's just do it one more time. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly where I want it to be. All right, now the next step is to process. All right, moment of truth, here we go. And there it goes. Now this is going to take a while to do. I mean, I think probably at least half an hour. So we're just going to let this do its thing and come back when it's finished. Okay, so here we are back at the laser. It's all finished. This is actually the second batch of cards that we did. And this is what it's going to look like when they're finished. And these came out, I would say, perfectly straight and beautiful. Those are gorgeous. And so, yeah, we're going to bring these in, we're going to wrap them up, and we're going to start to put together the packages. Let's go. Okay, so now that we have our warranty cards done, the next step is I'm going to bring your headphone over to my bench, and we're going to do some measurements on a homemade rig that I built using an IEC 711 coupler and a KB 501X pinna clone. And it's not the most amazing measurement rig that you can buy, but it's great for what we're trying to achieve here. And so what I do is I take 3 measurements from the left channel in different seating positions. So I move the headphone around and take measurements there. And then I do the same for the right side. What we're looking for is that the right channel should align with the left channel across 20 hertz all the way through 20,000 kilohertz or 20 kilohertz. And the variance should be between 1 to 2 dB across the whole range. That's the goal. And so what we're looking at now is a measurement of a real headphone that we did for this batch, and the channel matching looks pretty excellent on this one, but sometimes things don't quite go according to plan. So we're at the bench right now, and I want to show you what happens during the QA process when things don't necessarily go as well as I had hoped. And so on this particular unit, you can see that the channel matching is pretty decent in the treble. The mids aren't, you know, perfect, so we're gonna look at that. And then also the problematic area that I'm seeing that we could probably try to address here is in the bass response. And so you'll see on the upper lines, that's the left channel, and then below it is the right channel. And they should definitely be closer in matching. And so we have some bass response issues on the right side. And typically the reason why I see that is because if we look at the actual unit itself, I have it apart here. The retention clip for the damping material here, it needs to be at a certain tension, and if it's a little too loose in there, it affects the bass response in a negative way. And so what we're going to do is we actually have some extra clips over here, and we're going to put in those. We're going to try a different clip that's going to give us a little more tension and hopefully lift the bass response of that channel so that it closely matches the other side. So we're going to try that. We're back. So we just took a measurement with the new clip, and it significantly improved the response and really gave us an excellent channel matching. And so you can see here on the new clip, the measurement is in red, and so you can see the red line overlaying the left channel, and it's very close in the bass response, which is the thing that was pretty far off earlier. And then even all the way through the mids are also pretty closely matched as well. So the red is really getting pretty close. The treble as well, the treble is pretty well matched. There's a little bump here at around 6K, and I always see that little bump on the right side for some reason. I think it's just the way the pin is aimed because I'm using a left pin for the right channel, so there's always a little bit of bump there, but I just kind of ignore that part. But yeah, everything else is pretty well matched. I'm really happy with how this is measuring, and now we have to give it a good listen on the test tracks to see how it sounds. All right, so now we're gonna listen to some music on this headphone and do a final listening test to make sure everything sounds great. I got a little playlist on Tidal that I use to just listen for different types of things in the music. I want to test, you know, the smoothness of the treble, the bass response has to be good, the mids have to sound very natural. I like to listen to some, you know, vocals to make sure there's no weird elements there and everything sounds like a Dahlia. It has that little extra special something. And so we're gonna go ahead, and this is my buddy Hamero's unit, and I use your cable too, so whatever cable you decide to pick up, I do the listening portion, with your cable to make sure that obviously your cable works great and that it sounds nice and it's pairing well, and yeah, the magic's all there. So let's take a listen at some test tracks and then we'll be ready to go. It's nice. Yeah, the vocals sound really tight, really clean, natural. This is an awesome song for hearing stringed instruments like acoustic guitar. It's a song called Pretty Lady. Pretty Lady by Tash, Sultana. The song is sweet. The vocals are cool too in this. This is a good bass test track that I use. It's called Now or Never by Trinix and Dominic Neill. It's got a drop around 48 seconds that hits, and it's really cool. It's a great way to test the dynamics of the headphone and make sure the bass is tight, responsive. And so let's skip ahead to that 48-second drop and we'll check this out. Here we go. Man, that sounds good. Heimero, I think you're gonna really like this headphone, man. It's sounding really, really nice. It's super sweet. Let's see, one more test track. Let's do some Billie Eilish. I like to listen to this one. It's got a good sub bass in the mix with some vocals and stuff. CHIHIRO. It's off her new album. It's really good. That's a good test. The sub bass in this is crazy. Sounds great. Yep, that driver does have good amount of excursion there. Holy smokes, yeah, that sounds very clean. The decay is really good. I actually like to listen to this test track too. This is a fun one. It's called The Water Poem by Ramdas and Aware. It's a really good, airy vocals track. It's very ethereal, and it gives me a sense of space. You know, it's really a great test track for like things like sound staging and stuff. So let's just put that on real quick, just to triple check to make sure everything is ready on the Dahlia. Make sure it's Dahlia-tastic. Here we go. Yeah. Staging is very spacious. Imaging is really good. The stereo imaging on this track is really incredible. It's a very well-produced track. Highly recommend this. The Water Poem. Check it out. When the vocals come in, it's just, whoa, it's eerie. It's eerie. It's really cool. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Give it a little more volume. I like to listen to this. The percussion is really wild in this song. The reverb is wild. It just... I just want to listen to this whole song, honestly. I've got a lot of other stuff I gotta do, but man, this is so sweet. This sounds really rad. Damn. Let's listen for a little bit longer. Wow, damn, that was awesome. It's my favorite part is just listening to these headphones after they've been measured and are ready to go. Wow, that was a cool experience. I don't know, I always feel like the new units that come off the production line they have a little something extra beyond my own Dahlia that's kind of older and has a few older parts. I know it's like it needs to be updated, but yeah, wow, that's awesome. Heimero, when you get this headphone, bro, you need to listen to that track, The Water Poem. I hope you enjoy that. It's very nice. But yeah, this headphone, it's coming to you, my friend. So let's get it packaged up and ready to go. All right, so we've done our sound test. Everything sounds great. Now we're ready to package up the Dahlia and send it out. So here we go. Here's all the stuff we need to package this, and we're gonna start by putting the. Actually, we're gonna assemble the box first. Now the box is nothing fancy. I allocated most of the packaging budget to the sound satchel travel bag. I figure I'm just a really practical person, and for me, spending a lot of budget on just packaging that you'll never use after you get the headphone just didn't make a lot of sense to me, to be honest. So I decided to keep the packaging fairly minimal. And yeah, but nice and clean, you know. It's not going to be bad. It's just not extravagant. You're not buying a Focal here. You're buying a Dahlia. So let's take a look here. Okay, the first thing that I do with this box is once I get it formed, I use a little stamp to put my logo in there. It's just a little touch to personalize the package. Let's get it going here. That looks pretty good. So I just get that stamp on here, HFA. There we go. So now we have a nice little stamp. It's a nice little touch. And then we're gonna let that ink dry because it does kind of rub around if you don't let it dry. And then while we do that, we're gonna now start stuffing our sound satchel full of awesome stuff. So first thing we're gonna do is just expand this, make sure that it's open so that we can easily put our stuff in here. I like to start with the warranty card. So here's our warranty card from earlier, if you remember that. This is, you know, very solid metal. It's pretty nice. Scan that QR code and you will be greeted with a warranty page along with the exact frequency response of that unit. And then, time to put the headphone. The headphone's been nice and cleaned and really shiny and good to go. So this is what it looks like before it's shipped out. It's very, very nice. Okay, so we're gonna put that in the sound satchel. Okay, so that fits in there. And then we're gonna do the cable. This is a beautiful OCC copper weave cable, so that'll go in here. And there's a little slot for your cable right here inside the bag. And you can see that. I'm gonna put that cable in that little cable slot, and then I'm also gonna put the dynamic resonators in there too. So the headphone comes installed with the balanced resonators, but I'm gonna put the dynamic ones in the same cable slot as well. So then you get that. So you have your cable and your resonators in that little inside slot. All right, let's zip up the sound satchel. And then the next step is to put in the tools. So I like to put the tools in the front pouch here just to keep the tools out of the way and outside of the, you know, I don't want the tools to bang around next to the headphones. So what you're gonna get is a pad removal tool, like a little plastic wedge. So I'm gonna put that in first at the bottom. And then you're gonna get a small Allen key, it's a 2mm. That's what you're gonna use to adjust the set screw for the rod tension. And then you're gonna get a little Allen screwdriver. And then this is used to take off your strap plates. All right, I'm gonna put this in the front as well. Okay, so now we're looking like we're in pretty good shape. Brand new sound satchel with headphone, tools, warranty card, resonators, cables. And now we're gonna wrap this up in a fresh plastic bag to create a nice seal. Make sure that there aren't any like contaminants or anything that could possibly touch your headphone in its journey to you. So we're gonna do an initial sealing here. There, so that's nice and airtight. Starting to look pretty professional. All right, so we've got this sealed up and ready to go. Next step is to start to wrap it with some paper. So what I like to do is I got this really, really cool black wrapping paper that provides some cushion on the inside of our travel box. And so I'm just gonna pull off some of that. Okay. Alrighty. This is kind of fun. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but when you expand it, it's like, whoa, it's like an accordion. It's pretty sweet. It's kind of like I think it's going to be better than bubble wrap just because it's made out of paper, so it's more recyclable than just putting in more plastic into the environment. So I feel like it's a little earth friendly, but also I just like the way it looks too. It's kind of cool, right? Especially this black one. This black one looks pretty neat. All right, so that's in good shape, and now we're ready to wrap the sound satchel. So here's our sound satchel. I'm just gonna wrap it up in this padding, and then we're gonna put this into the box. Okay, so here's our box that we made earlier, and I'm just gonna carefully put in the front, and then stuff the side in just like that. And that fits in there perfectly. Look at that. Very nice. So it's very little movement in this box, pretty well secured. And then just in case, I like to put a little extra padding on the side too. In addition to the paper padding, I like to use a little more cushion on the side. So that helps make sure that it doesn't move around too much. And then we're going to close it up and seal the box. So, all right, just like that. Oh, I forgot something. Look, it's right there. There's some instructions that I include on the Dahlia, just getting started tips, along with a QR code that you can scan to watch a getting started video. So I usually just throw that on the top of the box, along with your packing slip that you're gonna have too. I mean, I'm not gonna put that on there because this is a customer's unit, but I'm just gonna show you what that looks like. So I just put that on the top. It fits perfectly. Look at that. That's pretty cool that just fits right on there. And then when you open it up, you'll be greeted with a little getting started tip. So that's nice. All right. And then after we have everything all packed in this pretty simple plain box, but also just, cool, clean, effective, I'm gonna seal it up with one of these little stickers here. It's like a dotted line where you cut the seal. It's like a little seal sticker that I made. And so we're gonna seal the box up with that just to make sure the box doesn't fly open in transit, which, could happen. So we're gonna put this little seal sticker. There, that looks good. And then just like that. There. Look at that. HFA, you just cut on that line to open up the box. Pretty simple, pretty clean. Okay, we're almost there. So now that we have our travel box, the last step is going to be to wrap it in a Mylar bag so that it's very nondescript, and this will protect it against the elements in case it's raining, snowing, wherever you are in the world. I want to make sure that this box doesn't get wet or, get dirt or dust on there. I want to keep that clean, so we just put it inside this Mylar bag, which is a weather sealed, weatherproof bag. It's nice and thick too, so it'll protect it on its little journey. So let's do that real quick. So this is the final step. All right, so that's in there, and then I just fold it down just like that. There it is. And that is a Dahlia, fully packaged and ready to ship. So I just put a shipping label right here. It's a very nondescript looking package. People that see it, they're like, oh, what is that? But you don't really know. It's not gonna have like, oh, hi-fi headphones, come steal me off your porch, that kind of thing. It's super chill, nondescript, and nice. And so, yeah, that's what it looks like. And you're gonna have a shipping label here, and you're just gonna open it up from there. So that is the Dahlia packaged and ready to go. And that's what you get when you buy the Dahlia. So that's everything. I really hope you enjoyed the HFA Dahlia build series. If you followed along on the entire journey, wow, thank you so much for joining me. And I'm just super excited to be able to get all of the pre-orders that were ordered before October 10th out the door in November. That was the goal. We made our goal, which is amazing. So thank you so much to everybody who supported me in the pre-order. And I can't wait until you get your Dahlia soon. You're gonna love it. I certainly enjoyed listening to it when I was doing the QA for it. So yeah, let me know If there's any questions in the comments section, I'll respond to you. And also, if you are getting the Dahlia, let me know what you think of it. I'd love to hear some feedback and just your experience using your Dahlia. Let me know what you're listening to for music. Yeah, that stuff is all super fun and interesting to me. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend, and we will see you guys very soon.